got some real drama in the association. What's going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NBA. If you guys missed the game last night, there was a Clippers-Rockets game going on. Most of you guys were probably asleep. Some people stayed up for the game because obviously the game before that one was the Warriors-Cavs game, which was obviously the highlight of the night. But the highlight of the night was not any game. It was what happened after the games were over. And I'm obviously now referring to the Clippers-Rockets game, in which the Clippers beat the Rockets 113-102. And really the story is a non-story about the game. It's about what happened after, because there was some drama. Twitter obviously blew up, social media blew up because the Clippers were trending, Austin Rivers was trending, Blake Griffin was trending, Chris Paul was trending, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then you see that there was an actual confrontation, if you will, from the Clippers and the Rockets, in which the Rockets players, okay, and from everything I've gathered and read, I'm here to give you guys a breakdown of the sequence of events and what exactly happened and what led to this, okay? Basically, the Rockets players were trying to bum rush into the Clippers locker room, okay? And I'm thinking it was James Harden, Clint Capella, Gerald Green, Trevor Ariza, and Chris Paul from everything I've read. Initially, they said it was just James Harden, Trevor Ariza, and Gerald Green. But then reports came out with Adrian Wojnarowski saying that it was also Clint Capella. And then Chris Paul apparently led them through a tunnel. I'll get to that real quickly. But it was those players. They were trying to get into the Clippers locker room because they were obviously heated. And they wanted to see one Austin Rivers and also Blake Griffin as well, okay? Now, why the hell did they want to see these guys, okay? The game was very chippy, folks, okay? It was a very, very physical game. Towards the end, first there was Chris Paul calling Blake Griffin the B word, okay? And obviously the cameras caught CP3 saying that. He didn't really say it to Blake's face. He kind of just said it under his breath, okay? And then you had the foul where Chris Paul was guarding Blake Griffin, and it kind of looked like he elbowed him a little bit. And then you had Mike D'Antoni, of all freaking people, get in Blake Griffin's face and tell him F you. And they had to restrain Mike freaking D'Antoni, okay? And then Blake Griffin got into it. And then Trevor Ariza and Blake Griffin got into it, okay? They were jawing back and forth, and then Blake Griffin gets tossed. Trevor Ariza gets tossed. Trevor Ariza tries to go to the same locker room that Blake Griffin's going to, and they obviously hold him back. While all this was going on, so try and keep up, Trevor Ariza and other Rockets players are talking to Austin Rivers, who's obviously hurt. He's not playing. He's on the Clippers bench. And they are jawing with him, okay? So all of that is going on, and you have Austin Rivers, who's also involved on the sideline as well. So what happens then? Game is over, right? Both teams head into their locker rooms, their respective locker rooms. But who won the freaking game? The Clippers did. So who is pissed? Obviously, the Rockets are more pissed because they took the L, and the Clippers obviously took the win. And so the Rockets, as reactionary as you would be after an event like this, and apparently James Harden had to hold back Chris Paul from really rushing into the Clippers locker room, because that is exactly what he was planning on doing. But then James Harden himself apparently went. So this is where the story again goes back to what I was saying earlier with James Harden, Trevor Ariza, Gerald Green, and then I heard about Clint Capella and CP3 all trying to get into the Clippers locker room. Now, of course, nothing happened in terms of an actual fight, in terms of actual punches thrown and stuff like that, because security was immediately called and there was actually police on the scene, okay? So it got pretty serious, but not to the point where obviously anything physical happened, okay? Couple of things here. First and foremost, mark down the following dates on your damn calendar, folks. February 28th and March 15th. These two teams are playing again, and you're not going to want to miss that. February 28th, March 15th. Mark it down on your calendar, okay? So a couple things here. First and foremost, I was very shocked that Austin Rivers, of all people, can rile somebody up this much. I mean, really, I want to know what the hell Austin Rivers said to Trevor Ariza and the rest of the damn Rockets to get them that riled up. Because are you kidding me? Austin Rivers, I mean, I'm not saying Austin Rivers is, you know, an absolute scrub here, but it's Austin friggin' Rivers. I can understand Blake Griffin and them, you know, saying, wanted to get in Blake Griffin's face. By the way, Chris Paul, this is reported, I'm not sure if this is true, but I read this also on Twitter, was reportedly saying that the Clippers' go-to guy is Lou Williams, not Blake Griffin, and the offense should run through Lou Williams. Obviously, Lou Williams and Blake Griffin both had great games. Blake had 29, 10, and 6. Lou had 31 and 9. So that was another shot CP3 took at Blake Griffin. But I can understand them getting in Blake Griffin's face. But Austin freaking Rivers, so that tells me obviously there was some background there in which Austin Rivers has, you know, struck a nerve, and you usually only strike a nerve in somebody if you have affected them in some sort of way, okay? Here's the funniest part about it, though. When CP3 is leading these guys to the Clippers locker room, he goes through a back door that only Chris Paul knows, obviously, because he was on the Clippers for 5-6 seasons, okay? And so there's a hallway, apparently, that connects both locker rooms, and only Chris Paul knew that, like I said, because he was on the Clippers. But no altercation in terms of anything physical happening. Now, what are the repercussions of this? Will anything happen? There will apparently be an investigation, is what I've been reading. I don't know if anybody's going to really get suspended just because nothing really happened in terms of, you know, an actual fight. I mean, this is not the Malice at the Palace over here where you got, you know, players punching fans and stuff like that. So I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we have to worry about suspensions and whatnot. I just think this adds some good drama to the NBA that we, you know, always could use more of. So let's see what happens. I am definitely waiting for these games. And if you're talking about who's going to win in a fight, I mean, you would think the Clippers players, oh, Austin Rivers can't fight or Blake Griffin can't fight. Clippers have some people on that team, folks. I'm talking like you don't want to mess with Montrezl Harrell. You got Willie Reed. I know on the Rockets, I do not want to mess with P.J. Tucker at all. I know P.J. Tucker looks like he can fight. You got Clint Capella's a big dude. So, again, I'm just being playing around here because obviously this would never happen. But if you're talking about the reason for why this fight happened, you can look no further than apparently Austin Rivers and sort of Blake Griffin as well. But you have to take into account the entire sequence of events led to this sort of boiling over. And, man, I am telling you, there is some bad blood between these two teams. The Clippers are now the 7th seed as of this moment. And boy, would I love a playoff series between these two teams. Boy, that would be incredible. Let's see what happens, folks. But that is basically what happened and what you basically missed. And you are all caught up now. So let me know what you guys think about this fight. And as more details come out, I will post another video with more information. And I'll also tweet about it as well. Follow me on Twitter. Link down below for my social media. But let me know what you guys think about this. What were the real motives for the Rockets players barging into the Clippers locker room? Was it really Austin Rivers? Because I'm having my doubts, but apparently that is what I read. So let me know what you guys think down below. And as always, make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications, and thank you for watching.